You've seen it a number of times on this channel this year, the topic of mental health coming up and the dangers of how you not caring about your mental health may have you in a predicament to where you decide your life doesn't mean anything, so you take it. And you've also seen reactions from people who don't really care about mental health. They just want to fixate on race play. But I want to hammer home a very important point if I haven't done it in a good light in these other videos. Your mental health is very important. It don't matter if you're a teenager, a growing 20-year-old, old man, old woman, your mental health matters. So when you just so happen to be stupid enough to fall into that amount of depression to where you fake being assaulted and you're using AI generated people as your suspects, you will disastrously destroy any real conversation of people giving a fuck about you.
First at 5, a St. Pete woman once considered a victim is now a suspect after police say she took a TikTok trend too far. She's facing charges after police say she used artificial intelligence to fake a crime. Fox 13's Kaylee Tracy explains what happened.
But it's one thing to do something for fun. It's another when you involve officers and the police.
St. Petersburg police say that's what 32-year-old Brooke Chenault did on October 7th.
And the victim, now suspect, was stating that this subject, who she was unaware of, she doesn't know him, had forced himself into her home.
Multiple officers responded to her apartment. Chenault showed them a picture she says she took of the suspect on her couch, but officers didn't find any evidence of a crime. They say she called again and told police she was also sexually abused by the person, and officers responded for a second time. That's when investigators realized the man in her picture wasn't real at all. He was AI generated.
As soon as that detective saw the images, immediately she recognized it as a trend that we were seeing online.
You may have seen the TikTok trend. People use ChatGPT to create fake images of a stranger inside their home. Then they send the pictures to friends and family to get a reaction. Altering a picture using ChatGPT takes just seconds. I put this picture of a couch into ChatGPT and asked it to add a man sitting on the couch. Here's the result moments later.
Again, there are consequences. When we were able to find that she created the images, we found it in her deleted files. It looks like she created that image days prior to when she actually called this in.
Chenault is facing 2 counts of false reporting of a crime.
It's frustrating because, like I said, we could have, if there was another urgent call that was happening at the same time, our resources would be tied up in this area.
St. Pete PD says this is their first AI-related case, but likely not the last. Kaylee Tracy, Fox 13 News.
Because what do you mean this dumbass woman decided that would be the preferable outcome? And she had it in her mind that this would be something that could maybe garner a little bit of sympathy for her, get her a little bit of attention, because I've been telling you all for the longest of times, you mothers out there have a responsibility to latch your nipple down your baby's throat and give them the attention. That breast milk is the attention. And when they don't grow with enough of that in their fucking gullet, they grow up to be a stupid motherfucker. And they grow up wanting attention from all these different places and hoping that they can excuse their stupid ideas with a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of, oh my God, I'm depressed, a little bit of, oh my God, I can't function without a little bit of attention. And it's stupid. This could have potentially, if it weren't for officers knowing that these are AI images and going on social media and seeing these AI images repeatedly, they might have assumed that is somebody. And then just based off of a little bit of similarity, they might have looked at somebody randomly and said, hey, come with me real fast. And who knows, maybe that person would have came with them willingly, or it might have been a scenario where they get gunned down and then we got a dead body on our hands based around one bitch who doesn't know how to just go into the woods and masturbate with some Cheez-Its. And when we sit here and talk about the importance of depression and how it's something that most people deal with and how people, some never really overcome it and some will sit there and stew in their depression for a long time, it's important to find ways to help yourself, because up here and in here is very important. But when we're pretending to be in order to garner attention. At that point, it's important to just sit in a corner and recognize you might be the problem. Your friends don't associate with you anymore. It must be your fault. Your relationships have died off. I guarantee it might just be because you are the fuck up in the relationship. Your family on the holidays don't invite you nowhere. Maybe it's because they're sick of dealing with your shit. At some point, that personal responsibility and how life has factored in and how you have carried yourself in life must be brought into the conversation in talking about depression and talking about mental health, because I can understand everybody has different circumstances and how they grew up. But in this glaring example, it's hard for me to hold any sympathy around how somebody could feel when they're sitting there lying about an egregious crime falling upon them in the hopes that somebody cares. And I'm sorry, madam, we care about you, but not in the way that you would hope. You thought that this would get us to rub your shoulder and say it's gonna be okay. We slapping the shit out your shoulder and calling you a dumbass because you wasted people's time caring about you in the hopes that they could solve a crime and a mystery in a case of somebody being violated. But instead, they care about you in the hopes of locking you in the fucking sanctuary with the walls being rubber and you ain't got nothing but a duck in the fucking room with your hands tied like this. And that is probably the more likely positive outcome for you, because around genuine people, you might not know what the fuck to do. You might start accusing them of some shit they never even did. Why? Because you bored and you like that sensation down your damn throat. You ever notice that when I talk about these stories going viral that are based around fake and they all get propagated and promoted by people who just want to sit there and pretend that they care so that they could host their little seminars about why insert group here is evil and bad? It's shit like this. It's stories like this. And I'm so glad that before it went mega viral, people snuffed it out and were able to put a stop to it, because oh my, I could not handle, as we're getting towards being around jolly old Saint Nick and stroking him off one good time for the year, having to hear about how men are perceived as evil all the time because of another fucking story that's fake that people promoted instead of focusing on real stories out there that actually exist. Let me sniff through all the fake bullshit and y'all could go deal with the real. And that's the beauty of why I am here, because when I activate this shotgun nose, I smell bullshit from a mile away. And that's why you should subscribe to the channel, because no matter the creed, ethnicity, following of Christ, skin color don't matter. Stupidity is the name of the game, and I love verbally making fun of it. Subscribe. Mwah. Goodbye.